Sorry, guys. If I was less sleepy last night, I might have come up with a better, more descriptive title. We're gonna have to search for today's stream together. Gonna have to work for this one, I feel. Uh, if the camera looks a little bit weird, I'm mid rearranging stuff on my desk. So, you know, I haven't fully, like, tweaked all the factors. You're not moist this time? Always a little bit moist. You know, I'm always a little moisted up as needed. You know, I stay what I'm needed. Is the camera angled a bit? Everything is always angled. Do you mean angled like horizontally? Like I said, I haven't. I'll fix it all up soon. Angled like politically? Yeah. Wow, Annie. Yeah, sorry, it took me an extra hour to squeeze my fat ass into the shorts that I got the other day. Look at these. They're like fucking gay ass, like 1980s dad shorts. I've fallen in love with Buck Mason so much, man. Please, no more fashion, I beg. Shut the fuck up, Far Distribution 980. Shut the fuck up. Hello, little man. Dude, Buck Mason has me by the balls, man. How the fuck do they have the audacity to make shit look this good? That's honestly so fucked up of them. What the fuck? What gives them the right? Here, hold on. Gotta clear room for the real chatters. Yeah, I feel like my camera's off. Why do I feel like I'm stooping my neck like this? I need to... like that. Looks like Iraq war attire. Maybe because it's green? Rate this fit. Nice meme.
I look like a crazy person right now.
Why did that autoplay? Oh, right. It autoplayed because the fucking YouTube update made it so that I had to get rid of the YouTube enhancer add-on because the two are broken together. That's great. It's awesome. It works on Firefox? Yeah. God damn it, Twitter is doing that thing where it doesn't work on the desktop again. This keeps randomly happening where for like a period of a few hours, Twitter just won't work on my desktop. It's actually really fucking annoying, and I don't know why it does this. Same problem. Twitter is dying, man. I get the same thing. Twitter is dying, man. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, my neck doesn't feel comfortable moving my head to where I now have the screens. I think I have to move them further back. Wait, hold on. Ergonomic diagram. How far is your head supposed to be from the computer? Okay, your eyes are supposed to be level with the top of the monitor, right? Or not the top exactly, but like 2/3 of the way up. Monitor position 20 to 30 inches from eyes. Well, my monitor's too far out, but my monitor is also too big. Or it's larger than the one in this diagram. So you want to like look down. So do I want to be further up? Do I want to be here? And then is that better? It's gonna be like the chair thing again, where if I think about it for too much, it's all gonna be uncomfortable no matter what I do. Hey Vosh, I'm packing to move out. Do you have any packing tips as an experienced adult? Yeah, it's really easy actually, okay? Um, So it depends on whether you're moving within the city or to a different city, but your main goal is this, okay? Everything that you keep in a room, smack that shit with no organization all together in a giant box or maybe even some garbage bags if you can. Get them the fuck over to the new place and then unload them like on the ground. The main goal with moving is speed, because if you slow down, you stop doing stuff and all you do is unpack your like toothbrush and your like computer stuff and then you don't finish forever, you know? You want to dump all that shit out in the ground. That way, like, you have to deal with it, you know? I just checked, Mistress Lynn. It doesn't. Mine is fine. Maybe it's a problem in North America. Twitter. No, it's a variable thing. Like, it happens sometimes. Twitter is cooked. Why would you link a Twitter link after I just told you that? They've been doing some weird stuff. Switch twitter.com to x.com. Does that fix it? No, that doesn't fix it for me. As funny as that would be. You can't really print on stuff like that, Rivera Live. Every news outlet is freaking out because Iran and Israel might go to war. Check the sign, guys. Nothing ever happens. Is Iran going to war or no? Were you annoying the last post that you made? Yes. You linked a Twitter link. Oreo343. Why shouldn't I ban you right now? Why would you ask me whether or not Iran is going to war? How would I know? Can I see the future? Yes. But would I tell you? No. Why are you being annoying? Why would you link a Twitter link after I say that I can't open Twitter links and then ask me a question that I can't possibly answer? Huh? No answer, huh? I sentence you to a 10-minute mute. Shut the fuck up. All right. What is this? The left-wing authoritarian shutting down the Democratic Party. True. Liberals would justifiably freak out if the right was doing this to Biden. By somebody who's been a New York political columnist since 2011. Well, that's a red flag. Oh, this is boring. I don't give a fuck. I guess it's not that many words. What is this? Just a fucking opinion article? From the Intelligencer. Ugh. The twist, of course, is that the mob shutting down the opposition to Trump are not Trump supporters, or at least not right-wing Trump supporters. Pro-Palestinian activists have set out to disrupt Democratic Party officials from speaking and raising funds to defeat Trump. True. Nice. Man, I just want to fundraise by holding $30,000 a plate like New York like brunch fundraisers, you know? So why do all these people keep like ruining it by protesting about the genocide that we're enabling? Man, they're real fucking bummers. You know? I'm not referring to tactics like holding protest marches, speeches, social media posts, organized uncommitted votes in the Democratic primary, or other exercises of First Amendment rights. I'm specifically referring to a campaign to shut down speakers who oppose the movement's agenda. Usually it means interrupting speeches with screaming insults until the protesters are dragged out of the room, which has become the norm at Biden campaign events. Man, those Palestinian children being mulched by weapons that we gave the Israelis, you know, sure, maybe there's a problem there. But the suffering of those children is infinitesimal when compared to our $30,000 a plate New York brunches being interrupted. The feeling of being briefly screamed at for being complicit in genocide. Can you imagine? At events with sub-presidential levels of security, protesters often succeed in overwhelming the event and its security and shutting down the speech and event entirely. Does this article even mention what the protesters want, or is it just like pro-Palestinian protesters? It's just like some, like just general, like, you know, like whatever. Oh, and then there you go. There's the thing that I thought they were going to mention because somebody in chat mentioned it too. The K slur. Against someone. I don't give a fuck. This is so dumb, dude. Democrats enabling a genocide, millions of people loudly, openly against what they're doing, and like, here's one person who said a slur. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, like, can you imagine if like there were massive labor protests all across the country, and one fucking guy who was labor protesting was found like saying a slur or whatever. Like, oh man, these labor protesters sure are disruptive. You know. Hold on, I have to close my door. Really got to fix that door. One guide. The goal of these maneuvers is not to make the case for pro-Palestinian policy, but to abuse and deny basic rights to those who fail to endorse the protest belief. Dude, what? The goal of these maneuvers is not pro-Palestinian policy, but rather to abuse and deny the basic right. Oh, dude, I'm making a joke, but like the joke is real. Oh man, those Palestinian children don't know real suffering. They've never been yelled at for being complicit in genocide. Jesus Christ, deny basic rights? Are you fucking kidding me? What? Are they pouring concrete into your wells? What are they doing? Are they instituting an apartheid system so Zionists in America can't drive on certain roads? Like, what are they doing to deny your basic rights exactly? The most elemental premise of liberalism is that politics should be governed by a uniform set of rules or norms that apply to everyone. Damn, if only Israel figured this out. Regardless of the content of their beliefs, over the last decade, an increasingly visible fault line has opened up on the left between political liberals and more radical activists. The illiberal left defines politics as a conflict between oppressor and victim. Wow, this actually is like a perfect lens into the way liberalism fails to deliver on its promises of egalitarianism, where the liberal believes that political engagement is defined primarily by civility and fair play, and the left believes that it's defined by power. This is why you have liberals who will argue that we need like bipartisan consensus with fascists, while continuing to cede ground to people who will kill them in the end, you know? The illiberal left defines politics as a conflict between oppressor and victim and does not believe the former deserves the same rights as the latter. This is literally a Jordan Peterson argument, by the way. Civil rights demonstrators had been shut out of electoral politics by force since Reconstruction. The pro-Palestinian movement, by contrast, is barely even attempting democratic participation. Yeah, dude, that's so true. You know what group of people haven't been shut out of electoral politics? The Palestinians. That's pretty true, you know? I mean, maybe over here in America, you know, we have our dynamic, but that's true. If there's one thing if there's one thing I would say about the current state of the Palestinian people in Palestine, it is that they have been given every opportunity to participate in electoral means of liberating themselves. That's very true. Force is not their last resort, but their preferred method. This is reading the rest of this is going to turn me into like an unironic Leninist. Okay, we need to stop. I can feel like the East is Red is playing like an increasing volume in the back of my head. You know, I can feel like the Maoist tendencies sort of rising. We have to stop. Zionism is a hell of a mindfuck. Well, this is like liberalism at its most white moderate, you know? This does not even feel like liberals. No, this is what liberals are like. Every one of them. I don't know, Bolshevik. Breaking news from Germany. The German parliament has finally adopted a legal gender recognition law based on self-determination for trans people. This new law ends 4 decades of patronizing us and declaring us people as mentally ill. Weren't there people saying this was an issue because they were creating like a registry of trans people or something like that? The law also contains harmful and unnecessary provisions. The provisions imply trans people, and in particular trans women and trans feminine people, are a threat to the rights and well-being of cis women, children, and others. Okay? Yeah, I don't really know. I guess I just kind of assumed that Germany was already full of trans people. I don't know. I guess when I think of Germany, I think of, like, nightclubs, and when I think of nightclubs, I think of transgenders, so... House passes surveillance law revamp without warrant requirement. Privacy advocates wanted. Yeah, this isn't surprising. We're never going back to the pre-9/11 world. The government is never going to vote away the powers the government has to surveil you. U.S. Senate backs repeal of NLRB joint employer rule, teeing up Biden veto. Oh, can you imagine if Biden doesn't veto this? Holy shit. Can you imagine the goddamn memes? Oh my god. Wow, what a surprise. Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema voted in favor of the proposal. What a fucking surprise. What a shock. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Well, we'll see if Biden actually does veto this. German German government trying to stop Palestinian Congress. Yeah, this isn't surprising. It's not even anything to say here. Why would I see that, Tom Anthony? Any good news today? It's been a rough one so far. It is 3 minutes into the stream, Mauricio. So you kidding me? That soon? You're giving up that quickly on the day? Like, literally the, phew, what a week. It's Tuesday. I feel like it's too bright in here. Why am I craning my neck so much? Hezbollah fired Northern Israel. They've been doing that for literal years. Yeah, I have to move my neck so much to, like, look at chat now. Is that just because I slept poorly? Why is that? If I, like... If I move this over here, like that, but then it's out of alignment with the desk, and that feels really bad. I don't know if I like that. I don't have a curved desk. Oh god, I just changed the hertz of the monitor. Stop. Okay, I changed it back. Maybe if I move the thingy back like that, and then I... That's not better. Is that better? Is that better? Welcome to the Golden Youth. Shut the fuck up. I moved stuff around on my desk. It's not me. I moved shit around. I'm trying to see. The problem is you should tilt the desk or the monitor. But then it doesn't line up properly. I cannot see a difference. Why would you, utter color, see a difference if I'm moving my monitors? I'm not moving your monitor. I'm moving my monitors. It should have no effect on what you can or cannot see. If I moved my camera, that would affect what you could see. Okay, wait. We need to we need to align, okay? We need to Okay, here. We're sitting up straight. Our hands are wait. Okay. We're sitting up straight. Our chair is at the ergonomically optimal height. Okay. All right. Now what is the issue with this? I guess like is that better? That feels better. Do I look fine? Well, now the issue is that if I'm looking at chat, I have to look down like this. Like, I'm looking at chat right now like this. Not here, because that's the top of chat. Is my chair too high up? Now I feel like I'm short. What about that? Is that fine? Does that work? Wasn't the camera always pointed down slightly? Yeah, but to be honest, I didn't really like how that demasculized me, you know? It made my head look big and my body look smaller. I want my camera to point a little bit more like, you know, next to me. I guess I could try moving the camera over there, but that would be a whole thing because I, like, glued the camera thing together because it kept falling apart. Um, wait, can I lower my desk? That's the opposite of lowering it. Okay. Okay, I lowered the desk. I think I just moved it to where it was before. No, this isn't. No, no, no. No, this is all wrong. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Nope. This is all wrong. All right, folks. If you came here for politics, you're shit out of luck. All right. What's wrong here? Is the Kelvin balancing off? Is that better or worse? No. I think I just fucking integer underflowed. No. Okay, you know what the issue is here? Like, the actual issue? Why the fuck is the camera facing me head on when I look at my normal monitor? Like this. Why the fuck is that? It shouldn't be. It should always be looking at me from a slight angle. That's how I like it. So why isn't it doing that? Like, I'm looking down like this, and it's like, this is what you guys see? Like, I'm just looking down? No, 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 no. No, no, we need to redo everything. We need to fix everything. Okay. Didn't you just move the camera? Shut up! We need to fix everything. Okay. Oh my god, it's so fucking... There we go. Okay, hold on. I need to unclamp the thingy. Okay, why'd this fall down? Back up there. Okay. Okay. Okay, what about like this? Oh my god. Dude, that looks so much better. Look, now when I look down at the normal fucking... This over here. It feels a little short, like your head's cropping. That's easy to fix. Okay, hold on. A little bit more this way. See, now it's easier to see the cat, too. How does that look? I think that's better. Looks pretty good. Like, don't we agree this is an improvement? I think this is an obvious improvement, personally. I feel like slowly the camera's been moving to more front-facing, which just isn't right. I see no change. It's because you're a fucking... You're blind. You're blind. You can't see the change? You're blind. Hold on. Do I have a zoom function? I mean, is it currently zoomed in, or, let me see. Tilt a little more. Is that good? Fucking need a haircut. This feels way better. IMO. Let me, now you're tilted? Yeah, but it lines up with the background. Do you think that it should be me tilted or lined up with the background? Tilted? Yeah, I know I'm tilted, but it's lined up with the background. If I look this way... If I look this way now, it's like... You're a little too centered? I'm objectively not centered. I don't know what you're talking about. Over here. This? You all are real fucking annoying, I gotta say. If I look this way now... That looks fine. Holy shit, I need a haircut. There we go. You might need a shave too. Yeah, I need a shave too. Is this too angled? Does the camera have autofocus on? No? Then why does it look like it's wobbling? Why is that? Okay, I don't know why it's wobbling. I think we're all just going to have to be adults about the fact that it's wobbling a little bit. You look like you're sitting on an upward hill. Camera isn't in a straight line. Yes, but it's lined up with the background. I mean, do you want to see what it would look like if it was lined up with me and not with the background? No? What do I look like when I stand? Yeah, that's fine. Can still show off my ass. Alright. Why is it so damn wobbly now? That's annoying. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, Violet. Wow, Dusty Poncho, is that true? Hold on, let me check your messages, just to make sure. Vosh, my grandma and I are watching and she's saying you're the only one who cares and it doesn't matter. Vosh, my grandma says the first time she's seen autism kick in live. Vosh, my grandma says changing its tail. But you know what you should do? You should spend time with your grandma. Goodbye. Yeah, that's the goal, 2D Siggy, right? Okay, yeah, I do feel like this is a pretty big improvement. I still need to move the computer monitors around, but that feels less important. And that's a bit better. Yeah, hold on. I trust you, unlike these fucking troglodytes. Bottling Sunshine, how do you think that... Do you think this looks better? I think that slowly over time, like... Because the problem for me is that when I'm checking my angle on OBS, my OBS window is over here, meaning that for me to look at it, I look like this, which means I always see myself in profile, or at least close to it, right? But when I'm actually just, like, looking at stuff on my computer, I'm doing this, you know? And I saw what that looked like because it's been slowly moving less and less to the side, and I couldn't get the I couldn't shake the feeling that I looked like the fucking Chud Jack, you know? Just not a flattering angle at all. So I moved it. Bottling Sunshine, you have 5 seconds to answer with whether or not you like it, or you get kicked out of the Lethal Company squad. We're leaving your ass on Dine. I think it's solid. Solid. Well, that's what you get for asking an artist, I suppose. Artemy. I had so much to say. Oh, I rushed you. I see. You timed me. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. The stream's already cooked. Maybe I'll find a second wind. Real talk, Vosh, your left shoulder looks slouched. I am at an angle relative to the camera. We could try angling the camera so that it is so that I am level relative to it, but it'll make the background skewed. You know what? I'm gonna try it. There. Honestly, I don't necessarily mind that. Worse? No, still slanted? Well, less so. You look white with this lighting? Yeah, because it just incorporated other light. My eyes? Yeah, let me fix the lighting. Just a sec. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to do something real goddamn wacky with the camera. Okay. Where are we? Okay, I realized why the lighting changed, by the way, and it's because the fucking f-stop changed, and I'm not sure why. Hold on. Why? Who told you to do that? Okay, chat, serious question. Why does the f-stop now have 2 dashes and I can't adjust it? Skynet, you have to know that's not where we are right now. Did you change modes? If I did, it wasn't intentionally. What the fuck is the f-stop? Why would you answer what is the f-stop? If Did I change modes? All right. Hold on. Getting real wacky with it today. Why the fuck can't I alter the f-stop? Okay, yeah, it won't let me alter the f-stop and the mode hasn't changed. 2 dashes means the lens isn't reading on the body. You might need to reattach it. Fucking what? Oh, okay. How do I how do I remove the lens? I haven't done this in like 5 years. Is there like a there's got to be a little button that you have to press to this, right? There we go. Okay. There, reattached. Yo, we got f-stop reading again. Let's fucking go, squad. Okay, I just need to Okay, I think if I extend this and I rotate this outward like that, like this, who was the person who said the f-stop reading as a dash means that the lens is disconnected? You're a fucking hero. The person who gave useful information. You can't be a VGGer. Okay, we fixed that. Now what about the angle thing? So I want to angle it the other way. I want to angle it like this. Like this. Well, that's clearly not right. That didn't fix the problem at all. I think I did that opposite. Well, now I look kind of small. Lower the camera itself a bit and angle up. Yeah, I agree. Okay, lower the camera. Angle up. Angle up. Angle up. What is the angle on this thing? Why is it so... Oh, I see. Okay, wait. One final hurdle, guys. You're doing good. You're doing good. Okay, what I need to do... The problem is that the rotation of the camera is way the fuck off because the thingy that does the thingy is off. So what I need to do is rotate the thingy. How do I do that? I did it! Here we go. Here we go. Oh my god, infinite power in the fucking palm of my hand. As soon as I get this to work properly. Fucking ball joint, please. Why does this thing not... Okay, guys, we're almost done. The whole thing was fucked. Okay. I'll be honest, I was over there for so long that I forgot what I was trying to do. Where am I now? Okay, we're almost there. Or like this, and then turn like this, or like this. No, it's like this. No. I always get that mixed up. A little bit too extreme, but almost. Okay, guys. What about this? Still slanted? Okay, you keep saying slanted, but okay, take an art class, learn how perspective works. You can tilt me, or you can tilt the back of the room. You can't not tilt both. We're not at the same angle. So do you mean I'm tilted? Or do you mean the background is tilted? The background is tilted, right. Well, what we've been trying to do is untilt me. Okay? Okay, chat seems to like this one. So we're once again aligning for the background now. You see that, right? I love how we're right at the beginning again. Well, this is definitely an improvement over how it was at the beginning of stream. Okay, let me see how I look when I move my OBS monitor over to my other thingy. Holy shit, I need a shave. I still feel I look way too pale. I agree the angle is good. Now you're fine, King? Are you sure about that? What about that with more yellow light? I think I look more human like this. So should I just keep it at 5300 Kelvin forever? But I have my camera balanced at 6000 Kelvin. Should I adjust the camera balance? This hurts my eyes. You know, if we keep it just like this at 5200, this would be perfect for me because this is what I keep it at when I'm not streaming. What about brightness? That's maxed out. Like this? I feel like when I do this, I'm not really distinguished from the background. Up a little? Like that. Yeah, the issue with this is that I'm the same brightness and almost the same like color tone as the background, which means that I can I had two remotes here. I had two of these remotes. I tried replacing the batteries on them, and I broke one of them. They're terribly designed. If you put the battery compartment in backwards, and you can because it's just a plain rectangle, it gets stuck, and there's no way to get it out without breaking it. If I lower the red... Okay, I think the issue here was that I just had too much red in the background. Like, it was just kind of... It was too close to my skin tone. You know? Okay, I have violet over there, but it's a very quiet violet. Now it's red. So you can barely see it. It needs to be like a very... See, now you can see the rim lighting on me. Now it's blue. Blue is better. Like that. So that's how we used to do it. You've got the red over here. Okay, I think this looks better than what we had before. You have the classic sort of blue and red contrast, or teal and red. Maybe a little more purpley of a red? No. That's pink. Violet. Bright teal. Teal. Pink. White. Or not quite white. That's white. Yellow. Light. I actually don't mind that. Orange. Darker orange. Kind of like that almost. But this looks too like Transformers movie cover. And then red again. But now that I've changed the background color... That doesn't look bad. I think that looks okay. At least I'm like tonally distinct from the background now. The blue edge light is helping. I agree. I think the blue edge light is pretty important. Yellow? Not that. It's like a beige. Beige light. Nah. And this is the orange. Do pink, maybe? Purple. Pink. Other pink. Pink or pink. I don't like that. I kind of like the orange. You know? Some nice contrast. Orange is cool. No, orange is warm. Same skin tone problem, though. Yeah, that's true. It's got the same skin tone problem. See, it's too close to my... Honestly, red is better there because it's further from my skin tone. Maybe we should just stay with red for now. Green? None of the greens look good. They're just too... I think we'll stick with red for now. Besides, it matches some of the stuff I have in my background. The ramen light. The, I forget what it's called. The cross-stitching of me. Swap to red and blue. It is currently red and blue. Turn up the blue? I think it's at max. But I can... Well, that's a lot brighter. Change the blue to pink. Pink and red? There's no contrast there. Not enough. Like a deeper blue. Change the blue to lavender. Lavender, lavender. Pink. That's lavender. That's pink. I don't necessarily mind that. Try swapping the colors. There, the colors are swapped. Yeah, I don't like having blue next to me either. I should get better background lights. I've had these like the entire time that I've been a streamer. I've never changed them. Nice logic pretzels. It's election season colors? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Red and lavender is what we had before in it. Yeah, but we've changed the brightness and proportions and so on. This is a good balance right now. Yeah, is there any other way we can think to like ruin the stream? Any other ideas? Should I like balance my mic settings? Eric, we can always find more to do. Turn off noise gate. Mm-hmm.
All
Iran
of your
warns
favorite
United
outfits,
States to...
whether
Oh, yep, the autoplay. Yep, the autoplay. Yep, yep. Scoop, Iran warns U.S. to say out of fight with Israel or... I have to adjust my thingy. Nice. Well done. Or face attack on troops. Listen, okay? I'm not covering any of this Iran-Israel shit unless something happens, okay? Right now, I am very firmly in the nothing ever happens category. Everyone's freaking out because Biden's moving troops. Biden's message to Iran about retaliatory strike in Israel. Don't. Thank you. Very eloquent. Biden comments on potential retaliation. I just said we're not covering... I'm in the nothing ever happens camp, okay? Iran knows fully well that, like, you know, war would mean war. War does, in fact, often mean war, which is the problem with war. What if something actually happens, though? Then I'll cover it. I think I moved myself over a little too far. Right. That's better. What do you think Israel would do? Would they just pull out? Guys, what are you hearing when I say I won't? Nothing ever happens. I'm sorry. Iran threatens war with Israel like every breakfast. Okay, like if something happens, then it happens. You know. In the meantime, I feel like it's Artery. What's your opinion on nothing ever happens theory? Does something ever happen, Artemy? No. 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 Mind chat, please. Chat, you guys are forgetting the first rule of geopolitics, okay? Imagine if we took seriously every threat Russia made to nuke the world, you know? It's all we'd ever talk about. I can't open Twitter links right now, Zubri. Except for Ukraine invasion. Yeah, Thana, and in fairness, I did anticipate that. You know, I wasn't downplaying that. I think that the invasion of Ukraine was giving something happens sometimes vibes from early on. Usually a good sign is has a government committed resources to preparing for an invasion which exceed whatever potential benefit it could get from posturing to invade. And if the answer is yes, something might happen. Right now, nothing's really changing. Whether or not the troops are deployed in, like, whether or not Biden moves them around, like, the troops are already deployed in the Middle East, you know? Now, if we started, like, doing a conscription or sending over a ton of people to, like, go, you know, fucking take arms in Israel or whatever, like, that would be something, because the cost of that would exceed the potential benefit of posturing. Likewise with Iran. But until then... Oh, you're right, it does stick out. Zoom. Well, you really did it this time. Ooh, you pesky Israelis, your day is coming. Just not today, but it's coming. Don't you guys remember when there was going to be a statement from the fucking Hezbollah guy, the leader of the Hezbollah, and everyone was like anticipating it because they thought he was going to declare war on Israel, and then his speech was like, "Curse Israel," and nothing happened. I remember. It turns out that invading Israel would actually be a pretty big deal. Ismilia, that's the second time you've linked it. Actually, you've linked it 3 times this stream. Be careful. Speaking of Russia using nuclear brinkmanship, Russia tested a new ICBM which could be seen from Iraq. What do you mean could be seen from Iraq? What does that mean? It's just that tall. Russian military reported a successful test of an ICBM. The launch took place at Kapustin Yar testing range in the south. Oh, you mean literally like it was near Iraq, like the border of Iraq. Okay. This isn't like interesting though. Russia has had ICBMs for over half a century. You know, like the ICBMs that America has and that Russia has can already hit the whole world. What's an ICBM? Intercontinental ballistic missile. It was the first type of weapon that we developed that could really properly do the whole global nuclear apocalypse thing. Because before we developed ICBMs proper, missiles had ranges. Like you couldn't hit anywhere on Earth from anywhere on Earth. Of course, it's still advantageous to have short-range nuclear missiles so you can strike targets sooner, rather than waiting for the whole ICBM process of going up into space and then landing back down at the desired location. But, uh, you know, any country that has ICBMs can already hit anywhere. That's what they are, ICBMs. That was the deal with the whole Cuban nuclear crisis, you know? The Soviets wanted to put missiles in Cuba. We already had them in Turkey. Yeah, exactly, Skynet. Which countries have ICBMs? I'm not actually sure. I think it's reasonable to assume that America and most of like the NATO countries, the ones that we consider to have like a modern military, do. Russia does. China probably does. Yeah. North Korea? No, North Korea doesn't have ICBMs. Not real ones. May, by intercontinental, maybe they mean like from North Korea, from Southeast Asia to Central Asia, maybe. It's the standard delivery method for nukes. No, that's not actually true. ICBMs are really expensive. They're harder to make than nukes. Like the technology. An ICBM is like, think of an ICBM. An ICBM is literally a space shuttle, except rather than a crew, the cargo is a bomb, which is heavier, and it has to not only get up into space, but then drop down to a precise location in like no time. Like, it is not cheap. ICBMs are very expensive. The US, Russia, China, France, India, the UK, Israel, and North Korea are the only countries known to have operational ICBMs. I don't trust the North Korean ICBMs. We covered that shit on stream. I don't believe them. I think that Kim was posing in front of a big metal tube. I don't believe that shit. They can hit the US? Well, yes, ICBMs can hit anywhere on Earth. That's not true. Pakistan has them. Imagine how embarrassing it would be for Pakistan if India had them and they didn't. Thank God for the Star Wars program, yeah. What are you licking his balls? If he had any. What are you doing? Oh, the cutest thing happened the other day. As you all know, Pigeon has no fur. So, and Ruben's really rowdy. Sometimes I grab Ruben and like present him to Pigeon so Pigeon can sniff him, because normally Ruben's moving too fast for Pigeon to like interact with in any form other than being tackled by him. And I presented his belly to her, and she sniffed it for a while, and then she started licking it, and then she paused, and she did that little like corn cob bite that cats do when they're cleaning their own fur, that like little nibble they do. She just nibbled on like a little bit of skin in his belly and just held it for several seconds. Like she was trying to clean him, but didn't really know how to do it to a belly with fur. A single modern ICBM can hit multiple targets. Yeah, yeah, they tend to split. In terms of quantity, short-range nuclear missiles dropped by planes is actually way more common than ICBMs. Well, yeah, of course. Imagine financing an ICBM for every single one of the nuclear weapons you want to use. It'd be insane. It's way overkill too. You don't need 10,000 space rockets, right? Um, you just need enough of them. I thought the majority of our weapons were submarine launched. No, they're not. I mean, the majority of our nuclear weapons are just sitting in some ancient silo right now collecting dust. The reason submarine launched nuclear weapons or nuclear submarines are talked about so often is because they can be fired from anywhere and there's no way to counter them. Literally uncounterable. We have yet to develop the technology to counter that. We don't have a way of reliably shooting down missiles from like just missiles in general, but especially ICBMs. They're so fast. And you fire them from a submarine, it's like whoosh, you know? There you go. It's up there. Do nukes expire? Yeah, they do. I mean, everything needs maintenance, right? I mean, even steel will eventually start to degrade. You know, you're not keeping these things in like a vacuum sealed inert environment. They're in silos and, you know, everything can fall apart. But yes, even the nuclear components of a nuclear weapon can degrade over time. Not really the enriched uranium, I think, on its own, like the chunk. Well, because modern thermonuclear weapons, you know, they have the fusion thingy. Yeah, yeah, you can. You can. It's in a way that I don't understand. My understanding is that yes, they can degrade, like the tritium or something like that. They tend to repair and recycle nukes periodically. Well, we do. We don't know if Russia does, you know? The fuel for the rockets probably goes bad quite quickly, right? Yeah, but that's relatively easy to replace, I think. Yeah. I mean, you could just like swap out the solid boosters if they have those. But if it's liquid, they can just refill it. What do they use for fuel? Aniline? No, no, just gasoline. Just take her to the pump. That's one of the reasons why high gas prices are a national security issue, you know? US ICBM silos fuel the rockets up a few minutes right before firing. They just kept outside thinking, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Because having fuel in the tank would probably cause long-term degrading, or yeah, a long-term degradation. Can't tell if joking. We're joking. I'm joking. Inside the delicate art of maintaining America's aging nuclear weapons. I like this guy's arm badge right there. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. You know, this guy knows what he's about. Each warhead has thousands of springs, gears, and copper contacts that much work in conjunction to set off a nuclear explosion. Who knew that it could be so complicated? You know. And at nuclear weapon bases across the country, troops as young as 17 keep 50-year-old warheads working until replacements are ready. Don't make replacements. By treaty, the U.S. maintains 1,550 active nuclear warheads, and the government plans to modernize them all. Well, that's less than we had during the height of the Cold War, at least. So that's something. What's going on with his head? He looks like a thumb. That's just what soldiers look like. All soldiers of all nationalities and races look like this, by the way. If you go take a look at like a Russian general, he looks like this. If you go take a look at like a Chinese general, he looks like this. All soldier, yeah, this is soldier phrenology and it transcends race. Nuclear power plants don't use the same uranium as bombs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The enrichment process gets more and more expensive and difficult the more enriched it is. So the difference between uranium that's enriched for nuclear power plants and uranium that's been enriched for bombs is massive. The difference in between those two is massive. Iranian generals don't look like this. Well, no, they have beards. But if you took away the beard and the hair, they would look like this, yeah. We could have better nuclear power plants, but we use leftover fuel from current power plants for weapons production. Like to enrich it. We don't use weapons grade uranium in nuclear power plants. That'd be a really bad idea. That'd be a really, 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 really bad idea. No for depleted uranium rounds for tanks. Oh yeah, sure. Because that's rad. You know, depleted uranium rounds are rad. How exactly do you recycle the tasty bits of a nuke? Doesn't radiation need decades to disappear? Honestly, the threat of like dealing with nuclear waste is one of the most overstated environmental issues in the history of humanity. It's insane how overstated it is. Like, if you compare the amount we use to fill landfills, like volume wise, football fields of trash every day as a species, and then it's like in a year, we fill up like this many concrete barrels of radioactive material. And by the way, 95% of these barrels will be effectively fine in like a few decades because the vast majority of radioactive waste that gets tossed out isn't spent fuel rods. It's like the gloves that a researcher used to handle the clothing of a worker that did scheduled maintenance on the pool that holds the containment of the fuel. It's like a lot of their stuff is barely radioactive, you know, and it'll decay out into safety like relatively quickly. And as for the stuff that is genuinely dangerous and will stay dangerous, there's just not that much of it. Like you can seal it underground in concrete containers and it's fine. I'm not saying it's like not an issue. I'm just saying that people make it out like it's this like colossal apocalyptic like we have no solution to this issue and it's just not. Isn't it more of a security issue than an environmental one? Like, we can just bury it all, that's fine, but the issue is guarding it so no bad actors can get it to make a dirty bomb. No, there's nothing that a nuclear power plant uses and produces that could be used to make a dirty bomb, like, on its own. The fuel rods for a nuclear power plant aren't enriched enough to be used in any, like, I mean, I guess you can make depleted uranium weapons out of it, but that's not, like, that wouldn't be a worthwhile, you know, um, yeah, that wouldn't be a worthwhile use of your time. I don't feel. Um, Dirty bombs are usually made from hospital waste cadmium. Yeah, because cadmium is crazy fucking. Yeah, yeah. Do you guys remember that story from like um like Brazil or whatever, where there was like a medical machine in a derelict hospital that was abandoned that used radiation to do scans, and it was left to rot, and there were some not scalpers, sorry, there were some scavengers who went into the depleted hospital, not depleted, sorry, the abandoned hospital to like strip copper wiring, and they tore apart these machines, and they found this like bag of powder, or they like put it in a bag, and they were like, "Oh, this could sell for something or whatever," because they didn't know. They're just like random uneducated people, right? None of these machines have been decommissioned properly. Like there was literally fucking, what was it? Was it cesium? Cesium, yeah. There was literally like just cesium in there, and basically like the lady with the bag, like they held on to it for a while, and people around her just started dying. Her like son or brother or something just died. One of the people she was working with died, and she thought it was like cursed. So she brought it to a police station, like what is up with this? What is going on? And the police officers had no fucking clue what it was. So after like explaining where they got it from the hospital, they were like, okay, I guess we'll call like the nuclear awareness, like the commission of nuclear like safety and regulation for Brazil or whatever the fuck it's called. And basically like they called that guy, and that guy like patiently heard out all the info and then screamed into the phone and sprinted down to the fucking city where it was at. And later they were able to track like a path of death across the city where a bunch of people who just mildly came into contact with it died. Like literally like a death curse just following one person. Fucking insane. Why not her? Oh, she died. You know, radiation poisoning, kind of a, you know, the death time varies. Yeah, hold on. Now that I've told it poorly. Okay, there were only 4 full deaths. But about 100,000 people were examined for radioactive contamination. 250 were found to have been contaminated. Time magazine identified the accident as one of the world's worst nuclear disasters. Um, yeah, it's yeah, hospital abandonment, theft of the source. Um, Sources sold and dismantled. Yeah, look, on September 16th, Alvis punctured the capsule's aperture window with a screwdriver, allowing him to see a deep blue light coming from the tiny opening he had created. Guys, do not fall for the beguiling light. If a decommissioned medical machine that does not, it is not plugged in, there is no electricity in it, is emitting a light, do not go near it. He inserted the screwdriver and successfully scooped out some of the glowing substance, thinking it was perhaps a type of gunpowder. He tried to light it, but the powder would not ignite. Sold and dismantled. The day before the sale to the third scrapyard, on September 24th, Ivo, De.Vere's brother, successfully scraped some additional dust out of the source and took it to his house a short distance away. There he spread it on the concrete floor. No, 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 no. His 6-year-old daughter, no, 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 Lida das Neves Ferreira, later ate an egg sandwich while sitting on the floor. She was fascinated by the blue glow of the powder, applying it to her body and showing it off to her mother. The egg sandwich was also exposed to dust from the powder. Ferreira absorbed 1 gigabecquerel and received a total dose of 6 gray. Sure. A fatal dose for which medical intervention was ineffective. On the morning of September 29th, a visiting medical physicist used a scintillation counter to confirm the presence of radioactivity and persuaded the authorities to take immediate action. The city, state, and national governments were all aware of the incident by the end of the day. Whew. Yeah, by the end of the day, it cut through bureaucracy that quickly. Is there a happy end to this? I mean, they got it under containment eventually. That's not happy? Well, you know, check out the Uncala repository in Finland. Yeah, consider all of that, by the way, a bad way of storing radioactive waste. Just to be clear, that's a bad example. Don't do that. Kyle Reese, yeah, I've talked about it once before. I do sometimes talk about things more than once in the thousands of hours that I've streamed. All right, that's a lot of links. Heard of the Demon Core incident? Yes. Nice. Nice, Sigabiz. I really hope it pulls through. What level of incompetence just led to nuke waste stuff being there? The cesium? Well, they just didn't properly decommission the hospital, which was a huge fuck-up, to be sure. I don't remember if it was like a corporate or state fuck-up. Both, it was both. Makes sense. It's usually both. Okay, I feel like I need a mental reset to get back into the, like, streaming thing. A little bit, you know? Let me just... What is this? People used to eat off this. Is that a YouTube short about uranium glass? You know, I'm pretty sure we have some in our house. Uranium glass isn't actually dangerous as long as you don't, like, grind it up or whatever. It's pretty inert when it's kept intact. It does glow, though. What we know about the astrology influencer accused of killing her family. Guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again, okay? Do not fuck the astrology bitches. It's not worth it. It's too much of a dice roll, okay? Based on what investigators had shared with the press, police believed Ayoka stabbed her partner to death early Monday morning and pushed her 2 daughters out of a moving car before crashing into a tree. Jesus. In the days leading up to the tragedy, Ayoka, who'd accrued thousands of social media followers for her astrological advice, posted a flood of bizarre tweets involving conspiracy theories and the apocalypse. Okay, one of the two children survived. Investigators reportedly pieced together a timeline after speaking with Ayoka and Cheney's 9-year-old daughter who survived the incident. Based on their account, Ayoka stabbed Cheney early Monday morning while he was on the couch, tried to drag his body out, but left it in the kitchen. Ha, weak. I think this is more about the conspiracism than the astrology. They overlap. There's an overlap. She then drove out of the complex with the two children, ramming through the gate. Okay. Ayoka, whose Twitter bio describes her as a recording artist, astrologer, and Reiki master teacher, had been posting under the handle Mystic X Lipstick since around 2015. She built a following posting zodiac descriptions, chart reading, and astrological advice, and started offering self-help healing sessions and energy cleansings for a fee. In 2016, The Fader described her as a skilled healer known for her, quote, insanely true astrological insights, and Refinery29 published her star-guided tips for career success. As of this week, she had nearly 104,000 Twitter followers. Jesus Christ. She had been making frenzied posts leading up to the total solar eclipse, retweeted a handful of anti-Semitic posts and conspiracy theories about COVID-19, including a QAnon account. The apocalypse is here. Yeah, well. Every single person who follows astrology is like this. So, there's your warning. No exceptions. That's true. That's true. Of course, it's Nazi shit. Astrology is already Nazi shit. Even when gay people do it. Even when gay people do it, yeah. I can't read Twitter right now. Castrix. Why is astrology dominated by women more than men, though? Because if men want to get into Nazi shit, they get into Nazism. Listen, okay? If you have like esoteric beliefs about cosmic truths, destiny, and the like innate cosmic value and predestination of your birth, okay, you can get into Nazi occultism or astrology, which is just the femme version. That's like the toned down diet version, you know. Apparently, there's a whole book about Nazi astrology. Yeah. No, dude, the Nazis loved that shit. Nazi esotericism. Look it up. They loved shit like this. They loved shit like this. I just did, Garrett Main. I explained the traits in the similar traits. Astrology is not just like magical thinking, which is bad enough on its own. Astrology is like magical thinking combined with weird like predestination prophecy bullshit, which by the way, lunatics love their prophecy narratives. Okay, they love that shit. Mixed with the idea that like the heavens above guide the circumstances of your birth and that destiny guides like you based on when you were born. There's a lot of like innate essentialist stuff there that's kind of like hidden behind esotericism, but like can you imagine if there was a general widespread belief system that your literal like fated life and your personality were both guided by, say, I don't know, your skin color? Because your skin color and the month you were born in are equally arbitrary from like a from birth perspective, you know? Like it's like the only reason that most people who are into astrology aren't like actually super far right is because it's abstracted out to something that people don't tend to think about that much, which is the month of your birth. But like the logic follows, and it's a matter of concern. Nazi occultism also works. Esotericism, occultism, they both work. Have you seen how some of the astrology people are now getting into phrenology? They're not now getting into phrenology. That there's always been this overlap. Like people saying certain people with certain signs have bigger foreheads or are more hot-tempered. Like that the overlap between astrology, scientific racism, phrenology, and all these other things has always been present. They're all equally sensible. People just give astrology a pass because it's like more innocuous seeming. I don't literally think everyone who's into astrology is a Nazi. How do you resist the urge to go Reddit atheist? I don't. I am a Reddit atheist. I'm proud. I survived. I survived the decade of people saying that Reddit atheism was entirely cringe, okay? I made it out the other end. I like how this camera angle now also lets us see Artemy when he sleeps here. He's dead. No, he's not. Is the MBTI personality test astrology? Yes. Baltimore is selling houses for $1. Based? Based? 200 homes in the program? Hell yes. I can't open Twitter links right now, guys. I know you were here the last time I said that, Exel. What happened to Twitter? It's broken. Apparently it's not just me either. For some fucking reason, it's like just not letting me see shit on desktop. Yeah, Elon's chewing some wires. Hold on. I need to do a great reset of my brain here, okay? What was this fucking link somebody gave me? Somebody said this fashion channel is good, which, like over email. Because I dismissed it, apparently, which I don't really fucking know. I don't really care. I don't watch fashion channels.
Cover. The myth that classic style implicitly means supporting antiquated values or beliefs. An
JP?
increasingly common assumption today is that anyone...
Wait, this is my jacket. This is the anthology jacket that I have. This is definitely the same one. Oatmeal herringbone.
who dresses in an old-fashioned style must also have an old-fashioned way of looking at the world. After all, even 100 years ago, a gentleman could only be a white land-owning man with no profession.
Wait, was it linked to me at this timestamp to convince me that this guy isn't reactionary? Who emailed me this? I didn't believe that. I just... Okay, to the person who linked me this, I know that you care about this channel, and I'm sure it's good. Also, I have to say, I do like the fits the guy is rocking. Though, I do hate vests. Okay, here we go. No vests. Thank you. Bring back tailcoats? Now, that shit looks inconvenient as fuck. Maybe I'll look at this channel at some point. But I don't really look at fashion channels. I don't really consume fashion content. But he seems nice. Anti-vest? Why and how? I don't like that. I don't even like ties. Overly masculine fashion sucks. Untrue. Dumbass. Y'all are being so mean. A lot of people just don't like men suiting, which is fine. Yeah, sexiest. They don't have my discerning eye. Yeah, you look at Twitter links, Panono. To be fair, there are a lot of guys who define their masculinity by dressing like dog shit, so I can't really blame people necessarily for feeling like there's a negative association. Maybe I'd wear a knit tie. Yeah, I don't know. Buck Mason has a knit tie that I think is pretty cool. Knit ties are like pretty chill, I feel. Philosophy Professor Core. You guys say that to any brown tweed suit you see. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. You think this is Philosophy Professor Core? Not even remotely. It's literally just a tweed, like, suit jacket. That's it. Dark Academia? No, it's not. No, it's not. What? It's true, though? No, it's not. You have no idea. No college professor dresses these days with high-waisted trousers. It's in a knit tie? You have no idea. Okay. This reminds me of when I wore that moleskin white Western shirt, and everyone called it an envelope shirt because they have never seen a Western shirt before, even though it's one of the most common historical shirt types in America. You know? What's the difference between double-breasted and standard? Double-breasted suits overlap more and have 2 columns of buttons. It is a little bit sad that it seems like the only place for formal wear that's tweed seems to be people thinking like, oh yeah, that's college professor wear, you know? Because of JBP. But JBP doesn't dress well. But V.A.U.S.H pearl snaps are just bad? No, they're not. Well, there you go, Sariwen. It looks awful, TBH. Oh, whatever. What is this? Donald Trump could be in a world of hurt over bond issue. Why? It got reduced to 175 million. Donald Trump headed for a world of hurt lest he can come up with 175 million bond. John Gabrielson, an Atlanta-based market economist, told Newsweek that New York Attorney General Letitia James could easily claim cash in Trump's account if the president fails to post the bond. A court has rejected the paperwork for Trump's 175 million bond because it could not verify the financial backing of the posting insurance company posting. What? Wait. What? The court has given Trump and the insurance company, Knight Specialty Insurance, until Monday to show financial backing for the bond. If not, James can begin enforcement proceedings against Trump's property. Knight Specialty Insurance. Is this like a fake company? How could they not verify that? Knight Insurance Group? I'm seeing Knight Insurance Group, not Knight Specialty Insurance. Knight Specialty Insurance Company has an A- financial rating. Okay, so it has some precedent. Like, Trump posted a $175 million bond on April 1st in order to prevent James from seizing his assets. But the bond was rejected by the court's filing system shortly after it was posting due to missing paperwork, including a current financial statement. They're not even registered in New York? Really? James, whose office led the fraud case against Trump, later raised questions about the sufficiency of the bond and noted that the surety backing it, Knight Specialty Insurance Company, is not admitted in New York, meaning it's ineligible to obtain a certificate of qualification from the Department of Financial Services. KSIC has refiled its paperwork as a result in an effort to get the process moving again. Dude, it's fucking incredible. It's like an incompetence fucking force field where all the time, no matter what, with no exceptions, like everything associated with Trump, just everything, it's all a clown show all the time. It's crazy. Jesus Christ. Gabrielson said the Trump's companies would not be financially solvent if the float required by all companies for daily expenses is seized by James. James seizing cash from Trump's bank accounts would be putting him in a world of hurt trying to remain a going concern. Okay, I feel like this is something that I've touched on a bunch, like many, many times while we've talked about stuff like this, but I haven't really like, okay, in the good old days, okay, under feudalism, the wealth that a kingdom had was how much gold and silver and shit it had. Like there was a pretty direct relationship between resources you had and the wealth of the kingdom. And the reason for that was because they lacked the complex network of digital assurances that we have today, or at least like the financial systems that allow us to like, you know, issue bonds and pay out debts and keep track of everything. And that made it difficult to track wealth outside the literal and material, you know? I'm simplifying, obviously, but like that's the gist of it, okay? So nowadays, that's not really how things work. You know how you know how Elon Musk was like the wealthiest man in the world for a while, 200 billion or something like that? Very little of that 200 billion was in cash. The vast, 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 vast majority of the wealth in this world is not cash. It's not liquid currency. It's not something that you can go down to the store and buy other stuff with. He doesn't have 200 billion in assets that he can just instantly transfer into cash. What he has is ownership over that estimated value of things, real estate, stocks, whatever else. It's the same with Trump, you know? Now, the thing is with Trump, not only is the wealth that he holds not liquid, in the sense that if he owns a $500 million property, he can't just, now he has a $500 million, right? It doesn't work that way, right? Like you have to sell it and you might not get the price you want for it. And even then, like there are complications and when you get the money and how quickly you get it and over what time period you get it. But, but, not only is it not liquid currency, Donald Trump has also leveraged basically all of his assets, which means he's gone to a bank and he said, hey, you should give me money. Now, how exactly do you know that I'm going to pay that money back? Well, I'm going to leverage this property, this $500 million property. So you give me $100 million of cash that I can use to buy stuff with, and I'll leverage this, you know, I'll put it down on this. So I'll pay you back and you know I will because otherwise you get this, you know? So what these two things mean is that Donald Trump, while he theoretically has a lot of money, you know, doesn't have a lot of actual money to pay the courts with, right? Money to pay the bond. That's why even though he's a billionaire right now in terms of his estimated worth, especially with the Truth Social market posting, you know, going public and having its a price go up substantially because people are meme buying the stock to support Donald Trump, he still can't just directly cover 175 million. Yes, the fact that he's overstated the value of his properties definitely doesn't help. It's down now. Yes, the value of the Truth Social meme stock has gone down significantly. Hold on, Trump Social stock. What was it called? Some Trump stock investors have already lost half their money. Fantastic. Yeah, here we go. It briefly hit a maximum of, I think, $72 per share, and now it's below 30. Yikes. Ooh. Oh man, this meme stock lived and died faster than fucking GameStop, you know? Lost more than half its value in just a few days. Value is still too high. Oh, the value is still way too high. It's just funny how quickly it's plummeting. Holy shit, the insurer hasn't even promised to insure Trump if his appeal fails. The whole thing is a scam. No kidding. So, like, if the appeal fails, he's just sunk. Then, do you have a link to that, Senuh? Can't open Twitter links, Mike. Can he not get dinged for market manipulation or something with this? No, he's not doing anything illegal. The shady company backing Trump's bonds somehow just got even shadier. Not even licensed in New York, right? We knew that one. An investigation by the Daily Beast revealed that Knight Specialty Insurance, the company backing Trump's $175 million civil fraud penalty payment, is not licensed as a solvent surety firm by the New York Department of Financial and has not been vetted by the state's Excess Line Association, a board of insurers that provides voluntary audits of insurance finances. The reason for that, the California-based Knight does not appear to have enough money in its coffers to post Trump's bonds. Oh my God. So that's the reason why Donald Trump went to a company that's out in California and not licensed in New York, because this was the only one willing to do it for him, and they don't even have the money to insure him. The company, for its part, seems aware of its predicament. The Beast reports that Knight has not legally promised to pay Trump's penalty if the former president's appeal is unsuccessful. Instead, the document Knight produced indicates Trump would still be responsible for paying. Okay, so they're not even doing anything. Knight Specialty Insurance is owned by the, quote, king of the subprime car loan, right-wing billionaire Don Hankley. Okay, that tracks. So this is, yeah, a right-wing billionaire. So he's not even, like, insuring Trump then. If the appeal goes through, then it goes through. If the appeal fails, then Donald Trump's still on the hook for the bond. Maybe even the full bond. So are they just getting paid for nothing? Well, I don't know if they're getting paid. It's just Donald Trump is using them to temporarily prop himself up while he attempts to appeal the ruling. This used car salesman billionaire that Trump went to for help, apparently the Department of Justice sued him for illegally repossessing the cars of military veterans. What the fuck? Dude, they're all so comically evil. Like it's all a joke, you know? Like Donald Trump struggled to pay his bond, so he went to an unlicensed shady insurance company that wouldn't even pay his bond and didn't have the money to, owned by a right-wing billionaire who the DOJ went after for repossessing veterans' cars. One of my soldiers got his car stolen by this mofo. No kidding. Oh, so this was all just a reposting of the Daily Beast. But the bond needs cash. A bond agency is supposed to give the court cash. Yeah, I don't even know how this Knight insurance company is supposed to temporarily sate the court, you know? Like, what is he going to do if the filing falls through again? Like, okay, so you've licensed and you filed properly, you've filled in the missing paperwork, but now you don't even have the money? Like, so how do you do that? Like, why would the court accept that? Huh. Trump needs a Kickstarter campaign. They have tried that. He's just buying time. Yeah, he's just buying time, I feel. Do you think the court is going to cuck out and extend the bond even further? Gonna be like, oh, you have like 5 more months. They already did. They said they're going to start seizing. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Just like federal regulators require financial institutions to have sufficient reserves in case of a run on the banks, New York law limits how much money state-regulated surety companies can post on a single bond to 10% of a firm's total capital and surplus. Then wait, then how is this going to go through? However, a court filing by the company on Thursday showed that Knight Specialty only has $138 million in surplus, vastly exceeding the government set cap because the Trump bond alone makes up 127% of the company's reserves. Yeah, then it just fully should not, then this shouldn't work at all. In subsequent court filings, the AG's office immediately questioned whether Knight Specialty was even good for the money. The law enforcement agency said it takes exception to the sufficiency of the surety, noting that Knight Specialty is trying to operate without a certificate of qualification or the money. Ah, indeed, the insurance company's president, Amit Shah, made that very point when defending his firm's ability to strike the deal, telling CBS that Knight, quote, is not a New York domestic insurer, and New York surplus lines insurance laws do not regulate the solvency of non-New York excess lines insurers. So essentially they're saying, like, we're not a New York company. We're such a not New York company, we weren't even licensed to do this here. Therefore, we are not suspect, or we're not susceptible to these regulations. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the court has to accept it. Does it? Knight Specialty Insurance Company is not on the Ilani voluntary list, Rosenblatt said. While any company filing these types of transactions, the New York quasi-governmental private sector regulator must use a licensed broker within 45 days. Ilani said it has no knowledge of the specific transaction at the time. The company claims it has more than $1 billion in equity, but they haven't proved it on paper. Huh. I don't really know what to make of this because I feel like in a just world, when Knight Insurance went over to the court to like try this, Letitia James should have simply hit them with a hammer over the head. You know, like I feel like this is a level of overt shadiness that should be met with like being imprisoned immediately in a cell underneath the courthouse, or perhaps being put in a stockade or something, you know? Like, I don't, this is insane. As if that's not enough, there's a third gem buried in this contract that has industry experts and lawyers scratching their heads. The standard practice would be to promise that the loser would pay the judgment, plus interests and costs. However, Trump's bank fraud bond doesn't list that either. Instead, it says the liability of this bond shall not exceed the sum of $175 million. My best guess is that this is all set up to delay again, he said. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can really think of here. That's the only thing here that actually makes sense. That all of this is just like a, like, last second desperate shotgun strategy. What does this mean? It means that Donald Trump wasn't able to find a better way of covering his bond than this. It's actually a sign of massive weakness. If Donald Trump was capable of finding an actual insurance company actually willing to post the bond for him, or anyone willing to help him out, then he would have. Like, that's the thing. This is a sign of massive weakness. The fact that he has to resort to this delaying tactic and through a contract that means he's still on the hook if he loses insane. It means that he can't find anything better. This is like a very, very desperate bid. I'd say he's in a worse position than we think he is. Like, I think it might actually be worse. Well, it's Friday now, so start the countdown. It is Friday, right? Or is it Thursday? Friday or Thursday? Friday, right? Friday, yeah. Start the countdown to Monday, okay? Start the countdown to Monday, because that's what we're waiting on now. We'll see what goes. Trump is a poor-ass motherfucker, huh? If you ignore the Trump media company share value, it's very possible that Trump's net worth is lower than the net worth of anyone in chat right now. Because it's very possible that he's multiple hundreds of millions in debt. Excuse me. Yeah, congratulations. You guys might all be wealthier than Trump. Except for the Trump Media Group's shares, because those are still worth several billion in Trump's hands. Though that might not last that much longer. Germany set to add citizenship test questions about Jews in Israel. Man, it's crazy how Germany is so apologetic for the Holocaust that they've roped back around to being extremely anti-Semitic. Huh? When was the State of Israel founded? What is the reason for Germany's special responsibility to Israel? Jesus Christ. Who can become a member of the approximately 40 Jewish Maccabi sports clubs in Germany? That's a citizenship test question? Who the fuck? One thing is particularly important to me, Interior Minister Nancy Faeser told Der Spiegel. As a result of the German crime against humanity of the Holocaust comes our special response. Dude, it's no fucking wonder that that the AfD is rising and every fucking police officer and like soldier in Germany is a goddamn neo-Nazi. You have any idea how easy this must be for propagandizing for them? Think of every Nazi conspiracy theory you could ever. Okay, remember how after World War I they blamed the Jews for their loss and then made a conspiracy theory out of it that ended up spiraling into the Third Reich? Okay? Can you I don't know what I just clicked. What did I just click? Things have been canceled. Okay. Can you imagine like the fucking propaganda fuel this must be? Holy shit. Have you seen Owen Jones and the latest drama around him because he said that Germany was using Palestinian lives as their payment to Israel? Yep. Rather than deal with the fact that like fully a quarter of your country are part of a rising fascist movement, just it's easier and cheaper to just pay down the blood of Palestinians. Yeah. Owen Jones has been on the show, Dublitz. Tax day is on Monday. I already paid. Has he? Yeah, Owen Jones. He went on before. Yeah. Canary Islanders. Yeah, tourism is bad. Sorry, guys. The myth that tourism enriches the local area is complete bullshit. In reality, tourism to poor countries just means that Western companies set up shop there, enrich themselves with some massive resorts, and price out everyone who actually lives there. Same thing happened to Hawaii. So the richer a country is, the more ethical it is to like do tourism there, you know? Or you can do tourism to a poor country but not stay in a resort, you know? But that would mean risking potentially your health and safety, so be a traveler, not a tourist. Yeah, I like that. I think that sounds nice. The Canary Islands are a part of Spain. Well, Hawaii is a part of America. Are you saying the most ethical place to visit is Dubai? Yeah, you can
Stuff, and it
go.
doesn't matter.
God damn it. Fucking the autoplay. Yeah, you can go tell all the slaves over there that you feel really bad for them. What is this? Did I get linked a Lex fucking Friedman thing? Oh no, this is the Lex Friedman thing. I'm sorry, I'm still making... I'm still trying to figure out YouTube's new layout. Okay, why was I linked this? People keep wanting me to watch stuff from V.A.U.S.H. Why? Why watch something that I agree with? What am I supposed to do? Pause and then I unpause and I'm like, yep, and then I unpause. Like what? You know what? Yes, Sonlick.
You vote for whoever in office, and it doesn't matter because whoever you vote for doesn't really follow your direction or doesn't really work for your special interest.
True. Okay. Yeah. Do it. He's based. Why would I just watch someone say things that I agree with? Just watch the video itself. Fascist gets upsetty spaghetti at Disco Elysium for saying fascism is just being weird about women. Why would a fascist ever play Disco Elysium? Okay, it's going to autoplay when I click.
It's clear.
Yep. This isn't 8 minutes. This is 11 minutes. How do you fuck that up? Also, this is from 2 years ago and a 5K subscriber channel. Why are you linking this to me? Who cares? Of what relevance is this?
You like that?
Which is just
compiled under one umbrella.
Woman?
Like even oh my god.
okay.
Like,
So let's go with this for a second. So women,
Women. Men of war.
Women.
You don't like them.
You don't like them.
They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
And by the way, no matter what option you picked, he was going to say this.
Uh-huh.
Women, they're the real problem. So fascism, supposedly, is like really, it's about thinking that women's idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol.
That's a part of it, yeah.
That's
Okay.
what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
So that's this is the character saying, this is what fascism boils down to, right? It's that women need to know their place. And I'm
This guy's just like reacting to it though. He's not going to say anything, right? He's just going to react to it.
not like, okay, listen. When it comes to the political movements of the 1900s, like in Italy and Germany that we would call fascism, particularly in Germany, like the election in 1932.
It's like a joke every time it happens. You know what I mean? Like every time, like the script gets followed, you can almost hear the rustling of the paper.
Keep in mind, the election in Germany, women could vote. Like we're all thinking of the most famous fascists in the world, right? Germany had already gone.
He's a Hearts of Iron 4 player, isn't he? Hold on. The main video on this channel is the anti-white narrative controls the world. A white man making videos. Oh, no wonder he got mad about this. Okay, no, I don't know. Physiognomy is real. White people, all we have is each other. Why would this guy even play Disco Elysium? This entire game is laughing at him. It's like 30 hours of people smarter than him telling him that he hates them, or they hate him, you know? Like, what? Why? Nah, this is boring. It's literally like, did he only arrive at like this part of the game to say this? I don't know. How many subs? 5K, not even a real channel, and not even posting anymore. So we can tear it apart, maybe. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so boring. There's not a fascist alive who understands their own ideology, you know? The boring thing for me is that rather than actually engage with what the text of Disco Elysium is saying, which they could never do, so why would I ever hope for that? Just doing this indignant, like, well, actually, if we look at the election of, you know, like, it's a person who's very guarded because they understand that they're being made fun of, but they also understand that they're sort of opening themselves up to more mockery. Um, if they say what they actually believe. It's just a very, like, predictable kind of boring. Yeah. I should start banning people who mention what if all history. Wow, that's 3 of you in a row. No, it's not fun for me. It's not remotely interesting. It's just like a nonstop cavalcade of schizophrenic, completely disconnected nonsense. There's no like through line. There's nothing interesting. It's like he just says things. There's no structure to engage with. There's none of the satisfaction of delivering a good argument from my perspective because he just says things. What you want is to watch his videos with a laugh track running over them. And if you want to do that, you can watch his videos and then have another video open that is a laugh track that plays at random points, which will probably work because he says dumb shit so frequently that you like the timing might line up. But that's a waste of my time. A group of media organizations and far-right podcasters were hit with a libel lawsuit last month after sharing the image of a man they wrongfully identified as a neo-Nazi mass shooter. Texas man Mauricio Garcia, 36, alleges several media organizations used an image of him in their coverage of a mass shooting last year. I think I remember this. Vosh, I'm not saying to watch him or anything, but I saw a link to a What If Alt History vid come up in my YouTube recommendations, and oh my god, he looks like shit these days. Did you know he was like 24 when I talked to him, even though he looked a decade older than me? Isn't that wild? When did you talk to him? I don't know. Sake, do you think spam... First of all, Sake, you know that I can't look at Twitter links right now. Second of all, do you think that spamming, like, works differently because it's you? Oh, I didn't know. You know about the spamming. The incel video was copyright struck? The What If Alt History one? I guess he does incorporate a lot of media.
When the first new
Autoplay the video. Oh yeah, it's gone now. Weird. Who would win a US-Iran war? Huh. Yes, Gay Hong, they're boring for the same reason. Can't you turn YouTube autoplay off? I don't know, can I? Maybe you should ask YouTube why it doesn't work. Didn't Sam Cedar talk to that guy today? Mark Bankston, yeah. I was curious about that. I saw people talking about that. Thank you. Love the autoplay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Cursed ass stream. Is this him?
partner at the law firm Farrar and Ball, who is, I believe, lead counsel. Sam Cedar, Emma Vigland on the Majority Report. It's a pleasure to welcome back to the program Mark Bankston. He is a partner at the law firm of Farrar and Ball.
This is the guy who took down Alex Jones and also went up against Elon Musk in the defamation case and made him and his lawyer look like buffoons, and is now going after Elon Musk's lawyers for practicing in a state where he's not licensed to practice.
And Mark, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. You seem like you're extremely busy this week.
Yeah, I've had a pretty busy week this week, that's for sure.
All right. Now, I know you can't really talk too much about this, but just broadly, what has been reported at the very least, or what can you just tell us about this case involving Elon Musk?
Well, I can tell you that, the court ordered discovery in that case. We ended up taking his deposition, as a lot of people have seen. There is some pending sanctions.
Yeah, I know, Iron Mage, but I had to turn off Enhancer for YouTube because it's broken with the current YouTube update.
In that case, and we're also going to have a hearing on the motion to dismiss on April 22nd.
And what is the case about? Like, what is your client claiming?
This one is strange. It really is. To even think of the idea that one of the richest and most influential people on the planet accused a 22-year-old Jewish college student of being a neo-Nazi involved in a neo-Nazi brawl in Portland, Oregon. Which is completely absurd and was based on some very dubious tweets from some anonymous weirdos on Twitter. And Mr. Musk decided to spread that to the world. And Ben Brody's not going to let that happen.
Great. And I appreciate your catching us up with that. You know, at one point it's the I don't know if the word is irony, but it is fascinating to watch this guy who bought Twitter essentially made it possible to almost make it impossible to use Twitter as a source to validate things, keeps getting tripped up by essentially what he wrought on himself.
Yeah, it might not seem this way anymore, and it used to be the case more before, but Twitter used to be the best place to go if you were interested in breaking news or anything related to journalism, because look, I'm not saying people didn't used to lie. Of course they did. There were always liars and trolls and what have you. But the culture of the site much better reflected this, like, breaking news, what's happening, go right here, take a look now. Whereas now, anytime there's a trending topic, whether or not the topic is real or fake, like, right now, the topics are being determined by AI that fucks up constantly and just says things that are incorrect. But even before that, you would click on a trending topic of something that's actually happening, and the top posts in that topic will be blue checks, like reposting footage from the Syrian civil war and saying that that's actually footage of Iran striking America right now, you know, because they're looking to get like $3 of Twitter ad revenue.
That's true.
By making Twitter a much less reliable source of information that he spreads, I find somewhat fascinating. But you've got a lot of stuff on your plate in terms of like false information. I mentioned before you came on that you are representing a plaintiff, Mauricio Garcia, in a case. Tell us about that case.
Sure. Most of y'all remember last year, during last summer, there was a neo-Nazi shooter down in Allen, Texas at the outlet.
I remember.
Killed quite a few people down there. It was a really, really nasty event. In the aftermath of that, the law enforcement
Mark
released...
Bagson's actually just suing a bunch of people. Okay, I can't open Twitter links, Jehovah's Thickness.
The name of the shooter and his date of birth.
You have a non-Twitter? Can you link to the article that's in that Twitter link, probably?
Several media organizations, sort of in their haste to try to get a story out, labeled the wrong person. Not even the right birth date of my client, Mauricio Garcia, put his face out to the world. And for a lot of these organizations, it was because my client has a very Chicano appearance. He is a Dallas lowrider, and he does not look like the kind of...
Now that right there is a Texan statement. Hell yes. This is what the link says, Vosh. Today, my co-counsel Greg Adler and I filed suit against Fox, Newsmax, Univision, Tim Cass, Stephen Crowder, Owen Schroyer, Simon Adaba, and Hollywood Unlocked for falsely portraying our innocent client as a neo-Nazi mass shooter. Wait, is that the same thing that we were literally just looking at? Is that the same larger article that we were just looking at a second ago? Yes? Oh, well, the connection, the fucking, the connection. Man, this guy's going ham. I hope this guy has enough money for security.
Mexican American who would sympathize with white supremacy. And so a lot of these right-wing organizations wanted to put his face out there to say, hey, look at this Mexican guy.
Okay, in fairness, there are a lot of Mexican Americans who are Nazis. It's been known to happen.
He's not a Nazi. Look at this guy. And as a result, I mean, you know, millions of people saw my client as a monster. And this was done by a big variety of news organizations, including Fox News, Newsmax, Tim Pool, Steven Crowder,
Yep.
Owen Schroyer, Hollywood Unlocked, Simon Ateba, and Today News Africa. I mean, we have a large group of defendants who all basically, you know, ignored basic journalistic precautions. And as a result, this poor young man...
Now, normally I would say that this lawsuit has basically no chance of going anywhere. But as I understand it, you know, when it comes to defamation, the standards are different for public figures, which is normally what we're talking about. But the guy they defamed wasn't a public figure. He was just a random guy they selected, which means that you won't need the actual malice standard. All you have to do is prove harm, which is, you know, much easier to do.
You know, his mom was getting calls from people they've known all their lives saying, hey, I'm so sorry about your son. I'm so sorry your son is a neo-Nazi killer.
Oh my God.
People are always telling this to my mom, you know?
You know, his mom could correct some of those when they'd call, but that family's just sitting there thinking about all the people in their lives who have known them throughout their lives, who aren't going to call, who will be too embarrassed to ever call. And you know, it has torn this poor kid up. He just feels so guilty about what it's done to the family.
And do you know where the conflation of your client with the actual neo-Nazi shooter originated from? What, like,
it was on social media, and it looks to be on Twitter is where it first started.
Gotcha.
And then, you know, it was originally just social media people getting it wrong, right? Having the wrong identity. And then it was these commercial media organizations who are expected to have institutional guardrails against this sort of stuff. I mean, photo verification is not a challenging thing to do as a journalist. If you can't confirm the provenance of a picture and know what it is and where it came from, you just can't put that up.
Okay, but autoplay on YouTube, Rakomed, refers to automatically playing another video once this one is done. See? This is the autoplay switch right here. Right here, see? Autoplay is off. But that's not the same as what I'm talking about. What I mean is the video automatically playing when you open the tab, rather than opening with pause, which isn't available as like a default YouTube feature.
To the world, especially if you're going to try to say it depicts a neo-Nazi mass murderer. And so really, you know, there's not much we can do about just random people on social media, but these commercial enterprises that are profiting from the provision of news, they have to use reasonable care. And what we've seen is...
Wow, it's on Firefox? Is that true? Is that true? It's on Firefox? Oh my God, that's crazy, guys. Oh, wow, thank you. Wow. 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 Firefox? It's on Firefox? Wow. Oh my God. It's on Firefox.
That the bigger organizations, like in this case Fox and Univision, they've just done away with their institutional guardrails because it's just costing them too much money. And then you have these new, you know, people like Crowder and Poole who are running these low-cost operations who never cared about the institutional guardrails to begin with. So the entire media apparatus is failing from top to bottom. This isn't a problem that's just isolated to one kind of media.
It makes me think of Spotify and some of the sort of lies that come out of Rogan's show. He's smart enough not to maybe have these lies focused on one person enough so that somebody could bring an action. It's sort of just like, you know, who has standing in these issues.
I think there needs to be like a defamation day of reckoning because people have gotten way too comfortable on the far right just openly lying. Like the examples that the right will use to say, you know, the other is shit like, oh, calling Kyle Rittenhouse a murderer. And it's like, well, no, he's not a murderer, actually. He was acquitted of murder. He just killed them, but lawfully. Okay, great, whatever, fucking. But like the right will just it just deliberately and maliciously, knowingly just say whatever, you know? Remember how like basically every time there's a mass shooting now, somebody will post a trans person and be like, this is the shooter, and the far right will be like, oh, someone needs to put a stop to these transgenders, you know? And it's like, they don't think it's real. They know it's not real. They know it's bullshit. They just don't care. And it's gotten to the point now where even major news companies are doing this shit too, you know?
In terms of like Spotify having to take responsibility for these things. But the thing that really stuck out for me in reading your plaintiff's petition is in each of these instances, it seems, and I think I read all of the defendants, the outlet, I mean, because we get stuff wrong here. We're very cautious about putting pictures out. I don't know if we ever do.
Yeah, and it should be noted, by the way, I'm not talking about getting stuff wrong or like comedic overstatement or like I'm not talking about like stuff that I would say is probably to a large extent part and parcel, not only to being like an internet guy or whatever, but even like news orgs have to make retractions. Like all that stuff is normal. What I'm talking about is this like this newfound belief on the part of these organizations like Fox News or Newsmax or whatever, that they can just say anything with no consequences, you know? We saw the consequences of the defamation lawsuit from the voting machine, the voting tally company. What's the Dominion. Yeah, the Dominion voting machine lawsuits against Newsmax for billions of dollars.
Do that, really, frankly. But we get stuff wrong, a variety of things. I mean, but we're really careful with identities, I have to say. But be that as it may.
Just try it. I tried it to make sure. Racco Med, I've been trying to do it for like a minute now while we've been watching, but I don't know where to do the thing you're saying to do. You say add a site? How do you add a site? What does that mean?
People make mistakes. But in each of these instances, it seems like there was an opportunity for these outlets to correct themselves, and they didn't.
Okay, right.
And they didn't, or to the extent that they even did any effort, they never did a retraction.
Right. Most
that
of them just
really strikes me as like almost like doubly bad.
It is. And in Texas, it's bizarre because if they had just apologized and issued a retraction, they wouldn't face punitive damages. But they all made the decision in this case not to apologize for certain broadcasts. And, in some of those, it makes sense. Some of them, are just not going to respond to you. Some of them did, and we had discussions, and they deleted the articles quietly, but didn't print retractions. Or you have in the case of Univision, who, when we went to them, they originally just told us, oh, we just did it on our streaming service. And, nobody really watches that. And then we found out, no, the whole time they had been broadcasting it to millions of people on their primetime shows and didn't print a retraction for it.
That's my excuse, by the way, whenever I fuck something up or get something wrong. It's just a streaming service. I'm just a little birthday boy. I'm just a little... Guys, I'm just a little... I'm wearing glasses. You wouldn't punch a guy with glasses with a defamation suit, would you? You wouldn't defamation suit a guy with glasses, would you? Oh, gee willikers. That fist of yours is raised mighty high. You wouldn't slap somebody with glasses with a defamation suit, would you? Oh.
Of that. It really is strange. And what was really strange is that most of these defendants were represented by counsel when we were talking to them. The only one that wasn't was Tim Pool, who thought that he could negotiate with me without an attorney.
Oh my gosh.
And he didn't get a retraction either.
Well,
I want to hear about Tim Pool, Mark, but I mean, Tim is also very specific. Like his issue here is that the actual shooter, and this is what all
right, I can't watch any more than this because if I do, I'm going to feel like I'm content stealing. A lot of this is me content stealing and I feel bad a little bit. If you want to watch more of that, then go watch their live stream VOD or wait for the video to be published because that live stream VOD hasn't been cut up into videos yet. Oh, come on. Nope. I respect the majority report, and I'm sure they're doing very well, like monetarily, but I don't want to I don't want to be that guy. I don't watch the majority report. They're boring. I don't think they're boring at all. Not even a little bit, really. I mean, they might be boring compared to me in the sense that they don't make constant sex jokes or like pop culture references or whatever. But as like news programs go, I think they're very entertaining, you know. Do they hate you? I don't know. I mean, I met Emma in DC and she was very lovely. Who's that? Hand them to me upside down. It's easier.
Yeah, okay. It's not easy to do that.
Balls.
Stop showing.
Why do you have balls? Who gave those to you? Get your fucking... What are you doing? Good babies. Yeah, you call the Majority Report boring, but they haven't spent 45 minutes of a stream adjusting their camera, so, you know, there you go. Hinkle in the New York Times, I'm sure he's delighted. Do you have any thoughts about the squatters' rights discourse? That's a pretty broad fucking topic. Just thoughts on the discourse. Tenant rights are a good thing. You know? I think that maybe one change that I would be in favor of that I think most people on the left might disagree with or say is pro-landlord is I think it should be possible to prove to a court that a tenant who is not paying their dues or is otherwise not like making... Okay, if a person can't pay rent, I don't think they should be able to be evicted like right away, right? Like there needs to be like strong legal protections, you know, shit happens, whatever. But if a tenant is being maliciously destructive towards the property that they're occupying, I think you should be able to oust them faster. I have heard some horror stories from landlords where like they waited for months as a bad tenant like gutted their place basically out of spite and then left, you know. And I think cases like that are the vast minority, so this isn't like a broad social issue. However, in the cases that I know that sometimes this is able to be done, sometimes it's not, so I think that like, yeah. That's literally the most popular take ever. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, man, I am just on my fucking C game with streaming today. At least we fixed the camera setup. I really do prefer this camera setup. This is a big improvement. I really do like this. That's true, Mescui. On your market set, dope. Welcome to the Enhanced Games, the sporting event no one wants. We already have an Olympic Games for people who take steroids. It's called the Olympic Games. I don't understand what the point of this is. Okay, whoever wrote this Marina Hyde, holy shit, you even look the way that I thought you would, okay? You need to be sent back to goddamn... You need to wear a cardigan and sit in a library with no internet access for a month. The enhanced games would be a turbocharged version, showcasing as it does so much of the wrongness of the age, from the belief that if something makes good hashtag content, it is axiomatically freed from the shackles of morality. That's not how you use that, and I would know. To a grim tech libertarian bankrolling it all, to a decidedly non-libertarian hypersensitivity about language. Please note the enhanced games world class... Fucking pace out your sentence lengths. Okay, sorry, my eyes blurred over speed reading this. This is just how you talk? Yeah, game recognized game. American goes missing in Russia-controlled eastern Ukraine. Russell Bentley. Rip Bozo. He's a real scumbag? Yeah, I've heard. Can't look at Twitter links, Hayes. Apparently he was beheaded? Really? By Ukrainians? That's probably not good. It says goes missing. How is that the same as beheaded? Surely if you found out a person had been beheaded, they wouldn't be missing. Yeah, what here says... Well, it doesn't say that here. We saw Mystrium. Can hear Ruben warbling outside. Not outside the house, like outside the room. What is this AI law that I've seen so much hubbub about? The Generative AI Copyright Disclosure Act. There we go. This would basically destroy AI, which would be pretty cool. New federal bill could require disclosure of songs used in AI training. Rep. Adam Schiff introduced the Generative AI Copyright Disclosure Act. If passed, it would require AI companies to disclose all copyrighted works used in training. Oh, no, no, no. By the way, all copyrighted works includes, like, everything. Like, everything, you know? In addition to the law already establishing that you cannot copyright things made with AI, this would be like the death knell of AI's incorporation into like larger projects, basically. Yeah, Thana, 100%. A bunch of AI heads have been screaming about this. New legislation, disclosed with copyright work, or face a financial penalty. Making the full list of everything that a model is trained on, by the way, is going to lead to so much online drama as like, okay, yeah, we'll make it public, and it's 50 trillion images, and you can like find, like, you're an artist, and you can find where you are in that or whatever. Or like you could go out of your way to find stuff that had stolen your shit and like petition for the fine or whatever. That's genuinely so dumb, Vosh. Imagine if you had to list every song you've ever listened to when you compose your own song. Ah, well, you've forgotten a critical element, which is that we are people, and when we make new things, we are inspired by things before. Whereas AI is not people. They just copy and mix and match after being trained on copyrighted work. So a bit different then. It better be a big fucking penalty. I mean, it's more like the frequency, like how many tabs there would be. What problem could AI bros possibly have with this? Because because then they would be limited to, first of all, it would make what they train on openly available. For two, it means that they would have to use exclusively non-copyrighted images, which would massively fuck up their ability to do what AI is meant to do, which is steal, right? That's what AI is meant to do. That's what people on Twitter have been bragging about its use for, you know? Hey, Twitter artist, we fed all of your drawings into the algorithm, and now we can make your drawings, but worse, you know? But also very quickly. Quickly, but worse. Bro, AI art is not theft. The image it produces is original. You know, in a long ago and darker time, I would bother to argue with you degenerates. But thankfully now, as a wise man, I understand that you're not people, and you can't be reasoned with. Yeah, AI be like, I'm thinking at incredible speed. So you're a genius? No, I'm wrong, but faster. Exactly. The bill requires that a full list of copyrighted works in an AI model's training data set be filed with the Copyright Office no later than 30 days before the model becomes available to consumers. Okay, do you want to hear the real kicker? I know about this. The current language of this law means you would have to refile the full list of copyrighted works every time any more data is added to that algorithm, meaning that if you have a system that takes in new information constantly, you need to keep over and over and over and over and over again. It's impossible. The only way that generative AI systems could function is by doing very periodic updates, and even then they would still have to file like billions of fucking images and stuff. This would also be required when the training data set for an existing model is altered in a significant manner. Financial penalties for non-compliance would be determined on a case-by-case basis by the Copyright Office based on factors like company's history of non-compliance and the company's size. Generative AI models are trained on up to trillions of existing works. In some cases, data sets, which can include anything from film scripts to news articles to music, are licensed from copyright owners, but often these models will scrape the internet for large swaths of content. V.A.U.S.H, this is solely for protecting corporations? No, 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 no. Don't you get doomer on me now. This is, look, all law disproportionately benefits corporations, okay? This is broadly good. All right, I feel a bit bad for permanently banning that person. We have to have a few AI heads around. I can't be too grouchy. There you go, Zalik, you're back. Unbun. 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 Nearly did it again. Unbun. We need a permaban for 10 minutes button. That's true, we do. We actually do need that. Anyway, these models will scrape the internet for large swaths of content, some of which is copyrighted without the consent or knowledge of the author. Many of the world's largest AI companies have publicly defended this practice, calling it fair use, but many of those working in creative industries take the position that this is a form of widespread copyright infringement. Yes. The debate has sparked a number of lawsuits between copyright owners and AI companies. A bunch of music publishers files a lawsuit against AI giant Anthropic for unlawfully exploiting their copyrighted song lyrics to train AI models. In the process of building and operating AI models, Anthropic unlawfully copies and disseminates vast amounts of copyrighted works, wrote lawyers for the music companies at the time. Publishers embrace innovation and recognize the great promise of AI when used ethically and responsibly, but Anthropic violates these principles on a systemic and widespread basis. I love the idea that imposing any amount of additional work on these companies would kill them, let them die. Yeah. Never tell an AI guy to do anything, you know? It's fucking poison to them. Just never forget that, like, there have been so many instances where a prompt from some generative image company, some AI algorithm or whatever, will just generate like screenshots from a movie, you know? Like the idea that this is being done, like that it just perfectly blends this information or whatever, is bullshit. Like we're talking about something that grinds up and rehashes and then vomits out popular trends that it copies from, you know, and a lot of that is copyrighted stuff. And by the way, this wouldn't be allowed in other shit, right? Like all of the back end work that it takes to produce something, you can't steal all of that and then mush it all together and make something of your own. Like I guess a good example of this would be, imagine if you wanted to make an animation, so you steal all of the animation cells from an existing animation and then rearrange them to make your own. Motherfucker, those cells are still copyright, you know? Like you're like all you're doing is finding a way to rearrange the information. That's called a YouTube poop. Yeah, okay, well, you know. Try licensing that. Well, no, the difference even then I would say is that a YouTube poop is fair use because it doesn't replace the it doesn't replace or tarnish the original commercial value and artistic intent of the work, you know? Easy peasy, right? It's creative work done by a human. But that's the difference, isn't it? You know? AI isn't creative work and it's not done by a human. Thank you, Rakomed. I really appreciate that. Vosh, want to hop on Discord so I can elaborate my point further? Absolutely not, Zalik. Oh, I'm very sorry, Rakomed. I'm not downloading anything chat gives me in a file hoster, okay? I thought you were sending me an image. I'm very sorry, Rakomed. To honor you, Rakomed, I will try to look up how to do it. You know, off stream. I will make it happen. But I could never do that. I'm sorry, Rakomed. Image it is. Racco, I'm not trying to force a bunch of work out of you. I thought it'd be really quick and easy. All right, anyway. What was I talking about? While many in the music business are also calling for compensation and the ability to opt in or out of being used in a dataset, this bill focuses only on requiring transparency with copyrighted training data. Still, it has garnered support from many music industry groups. I just wish we could ban it, but, you know, whatever. Including all of these. It's supported by creative industry groups. A number of rights groups have also weighed in on the introduction of the bill. Well, a bunch of people seem happy with it. But Larry and Jihad win? God, I wish. Computers were not meant to replace human creative work. Do you think it has legs? I mean, it's better than nothing. You shall not make a machine in the image of a human mind. True. Isn't the Butlerian Jihad supposed to be portrayed as bad? Yeah, if you're a fucking nerd. We're at the end of meaning. No, we're not. Don't be doomer. Well, I'm glad the corporations are leading the charge on this. Stuff actually tends to get done when they do. Thank you, Rakomed. Thank you, Rakomed. That's actually very helpful. Okay, I'll do that after stream. Does Vosh believe in the singularity? Nerd question for nerd losers. Respectfully. The singularity is an abstract nothing idea cooked up by sci-fi writers who have drug dependency issues, meant to make people feel like we're gunning towards something larger than ourselves. There is nothing larger than man. You know, it's just, you know, you guys are recreating religion, but like in the future, I don't buy any of this, okay? What happens happens. The material conditions of human life and its relationship to technology are, you know, variable and subject to change. We'll deal with it as it comes. Two men? You're right, two men are greater are larger than one man. What about elephants, Dingus? Okay, okay, you're tearing me apart here, okay? You're tearing me apart. Literally, the entirety of Silicon Valley AI bros are extremely influenced by Nick Land's anti-humanist AI philosophy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that Peter Thiel Great Cathedral shit. Yeah, they all think that they're like the messiahs of the great, you know, the great AI singularity. They're ushering in. These people are all freaks and weirdos, you know? Fucking hate them. Need you to understand, chat. None of this generative AI stuff has really brought us any closer to actual artificial intelligence. Yeah, no, they just share like a language commonality. There's no actual, yeah. And generative AI still has yet to do literally anything good for anyone. You know, it's been around for years and all it has served. The only time it was ever useful and produced joy was when it it was those like Dolly like 9 images that shittily recreated something, you know? That was the only time. When it sucked, basically, yeah. Morally, do you think pirating is better or worse than AI? So what do you mean by worse than AI? Do you mean like than using generative AI to just copy something basically? Yes, pirating is better. Absolutely, 100%. I don't know if those two things are really comparable though, but like sure, if I had to weigh between those two things, yes. Yeah, Quoteth, that's what we were talking about. I just use AI to write furry femdom. Is that moral? No. Like, unironically, no. I know it's a stupid joke prompt because you're 16 and you're trying to bait my attention, but no, that's not moral, actually. Dumbass cat. Ugh. Today's stream was pretty cursed from the get-go, though, huh? You know, I have to say, I am pretty happy with the fact that we adjusted the camera angle. You know, I think we've made a definite improvement there. But it's been a pretty cursed stream. Maybe tomorrow's will be better. I think it's not just that I'm tired. I think maybe it is. Maybe it is that I'm tired. I don't know. Mike, next time. The angle changed? Don't start whining about it now. We settled on this camera. We did democracy, and we decided that this was the camera angle we were going to go for. Okay? Yeah, proletariat it does, but it blows out the camera sensor. No more about the camera, please, God. It's important, okay? I think you need a Logitech C920. Sometimes I really do wonder if it would have been better for me to have just stuck with a very high quality webcam rather than a DSLR camera. Because DSLR cameras have like focal depth to worry about. I agree, Tempest. The Logitech Brio is amazing. That's what I had. I had the Brio for a while. I think there's a better one than the Brio. No. He's so cozy. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read donations and then eat. Okay, now I've been trying to do some stuff with Streamlabs, like alterations, and I wanted to see if this is working properly, but I haven't been paying attention. Have donations been popping up normally throughout stream, or does anyone? Because I haven't been looking over there. I've been looking at chat. They have been appearing normally. Okay, gotcha. And does that include non-YouTube donations, so ones from the site as well, like subs, for example, because that can only be through the site? Yes? Okay. Since we spent a decent chunk of the stream today doing this bullshit anyway, let me try something real quick. Because I've been wanting to make some alterations to the dono messages. In fact, it's been long overdue. I just got distracted, as I so often do. Let me see. Okay. What if I... Here. Okay, I'm going to make a quick alteration real quick to see if I can make this work the way that I want it to. Are you going to do the thing? No, the thing will be soon. Here, okay, wait, hold on. I'm going to change the way that donation messages come in. And I know it'll work for YouTube, and I want to see if it also works for donations. So I'm afraid one of you is going to have to sacrifice your, you're going to have to... Wait, actually, I can test this now. What happens if I hit subscriber? Okay, wait, test donation. Okay. Oh, well, that's thoughts on using AI as inspiration. I just don't think it's a good practice. I just do not like the technology at all. I don't like it. I think it's like bad intrinsically. Now, if I hit this, interesting. Oh, you replaced it. Interesting. Thoughts on game companies delisting games? If games are being delisted, like it should be legal to pirate them or like emulate them or whatever. It's insane. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Well, we definitely know that works. So what is that being registered through? Is that being registered through the Twitch or the YouTube? Okay. Is it being registered through that? No, because the text color is different. See, the text color is different there. See, that's like a dark orange. Wait, now that's blue. Okay, wait. What happens if I do this? That's an ancient one right there. That doesn't even work properly. Okay. Test member? Oh, that's a real one. Thank you. Okay, so these are blue. Now, if I hit test member, also not an actual thing. Okay. Test super chat works normally. In a lighter color, then what? Then where does the blue come from? Site chat? Has it always been blue from site chat? And if so, how are these test Twitch charity donation? What is that? That's not anything. I don't have that set up at all. So this is making me think that it's still set up in Twitch. Let me switch over there. No, it's cool, Thana. It's cool, Thana. Okay, now I'm on the Twitch side of things. And if I hit this... Okay, that's the subscription. That's dark orange. Test donation. That's orange. Test resub. That's dark orange. That's blue. Where is the blue coming from? Where is... Which of these prompts does the blue come from? Site chat? No, I know it's from site chat, but it runs through the API of Streamlabs. There's a button that controls it. Okay, so that's super chat, right? Okay, so that one is super chat. At least it should be. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, that's super chat. Randomly gifted subs. Oh, right. What's the difference? All of the... No, because Mean Former donated $5 and Comrade Champ donated $10, and those were both blue as well. So where is the blue API coming? See, exactly. Exactly, right there. So where is the blue coming from, is what I'm asking. I can check the color of the font here. Wait, follow? What's a follow look like? Oh, that's old. That's a default one right there. Test subscription. Dark orange. Test resub. Dark orange. Test donation. Light orange. Test bits? Not set up. Where does the blue come from? Where does that come from? Where? Is it a variation? What does this do? That's the big donation alert right there. Plays the Witcher song parody. Toss a coin to your streamer. That one. No. It's any donation from the site is blue, but I want to know how to edit the donations there. But in order for me to do that, I have to know which of the API calls are being made to do that, if that makes any sense. See? It's that blue. Also, I would make that a lighter blue. It's pretty dark. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any evidence that any of this is being done through Twitch right now. And I think the easiest way for me to do that would just be for me to disable all of it. The only things that are enabled through Twitch are subscriptions, donations, bits, don't know why, old, raids no, merch no, Cloudbot redemption, don't even know what that is. Twitch charity donations, okay. Okay. So all of that is now disabled. So no API calls should be getting through from the Twitch login of Streamlabs, right? Like it should all be just down. Oh, hold on, wait. I want to refresh my alerts to make sure that it's using the newest information. There we go. Now what happens if I test it? It should go through anyway because we're testing it. Yeah, because we're testing it. But I use both, Drake. Fuck. Well, now I actually do want one of you guys to make one more donation through this. No, you're being very generous. I'm not trying to be annoying, but now I need an actual one because I'm trying to see if it goes through. And if it does, that means it's not from the Twitch side. Well, okay. So, okay, making sure it's all disabled over here. All of it's disabled. Thank you, guys. Oh? Oh? It didn't show. It is still going through Twitch. Oh, okay, that was actually very useful information then. Then why does it send blue text if none of these have blue text? What? This is that's from YouTube. Thank you. Also, I'll thank everyone properly soon. Font settings, variations. When subscription is a gift, hold on. Edit. No, it's still the red. It's not blue. Okay. Enable custom HTML. Is it being done elsewhere somehow? Is it being hidden in my source? Body, background color. No. Okay, I'm going to make a slight alteration. Okay. There. That went through. Okay, so that's what's happening. Okay. It is using the Twitch subscription API thing, but it's not getting any of the data from Twitch, which I know because I changed the message template to name just shitted, and that didn't show up. So somehow there's an edit of this being done elsewhere. Okay, that makes this a lot easier. Thank you, guys. I literally couldn't have figured this out if it wasn't for your help, because I wouldn't have been able to test the difference between the real subs that go through, or donations that go through, and the ones that I do test for. Your help and your money, yes, of course, obviously. Okay, how about I read donations properly, huh? All right, my goodness, you guys. Sake and Tane, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Crooked, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Lumberjack N, thank you for the $5. Check out Nutty's videos for making LUTs for color. I don't know what that is, but I can take a look off stream. Yandrius and Shark Wolf Dark Wolf, thank you for the tier 2 subs both. Really appreciate those. Nimitz, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Vulturule, thank you for the tier 2 sub. Fuck these dweebs, just took my first T-shot yesterday at 19. We're not ruined girls, we're happy men. Trans rights, damn right. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Wait, did people lose their subs? No, no one's lost their subs. I don't think. Unironically Belgian, thank you for the gifted tier 3 sub. Most helpful Voshite. No kidding. Primal Spoon, thank you for the tier 3 sub. Enjoying the camera arc. I'm glad somebody did. Semi-Locon, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. Likewise, Mistress Lynn. Sensuous Psychosis, thank you for the 5 both. Really, really appreciate that. Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. Okay, that goes back to the Tomb Raider stream, so I can move from there. Mistress Lynn, thanks the tier 2 sub. V.A.U.S.H, I got into a wrestling match with my 2 dogs and a cat that kept coming into my yard. The cat attacked me. Cracked finger bone, stitches, rabies shots, lol. Jesus! How does a cat crack your finger bone? How does that even happen? Good lord. Well, I hope you're feeling better. Losing to a cat. Omega lol. Super Jet Guy, thank you for the incredibly kind $5. Yes, I hope you benefit immensely from the Texas Central Rail. I'm glad somebody's getting some benefit from that. Leafar with the $5. Did you see the weird patent Roku TV just for overlaying ads on top of anything connected to HDMI? No.
I saw VGC tweet this. A patent application by Roku describes the ability to monitor HDMI devices like consoles running on its smart TVs and intercept a picture to display its own ads when it sees they've been paused. And as I said, I saw—
That's awesome. Pausing the game in like Tears of the Kingdom to go check through my inventory to see like a 60-second unskippable ad pop up. That's awesome. Unironically Belgian, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. Zalik, thank you for the two $5 donations. Owen, thank you for the unbanned love you. You won't if you keep baiting me. Comrade Champ and Red Cactus, thank you for the $5 both. Upload the camera adjusting as a segment coward. That's up to the editors, but you know, they do be like that. Mean Former, thank you for the $10. Really appreciate that. Mean Former, thank you for the 2 additional $5 donos. Hey V.A.U.S.H, this is a test donation because I love you. I really do appreciate it. At least now I know the nature of the beast. I gotta figure that out. Unironically Belgian gifted, in total, 25 tier 1 subs. Jesus Christ, dude. Thank you very, very much. My God. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-da. True. Jesus, man. Thank you so fucking much for all of the incredibly kind help in diagnosing where the API calls are coming from. I'm looking forward to cracking them out, making the update, you know? Any tips on shaking off a bad week? Hardcore goon sesh is what I'm saying. Cleaver120, thank you for the 5. Hydranel, thank you for the $10. Really appreciate that. Test for TTS. Had my whole speech about how I need subs to get this stream going. If you need the content, blah, blah. How do you get that 0 subs? Test for TTS. How did my whole speech... TTS isn't on, you goofball. B-Dub11 and Olympians, thank you for the $5 both. I really appreciate that. Remember, V-Dub, as base as it may be to call your uncle retarded, what's more base is saying it in ways that actually convince people. Dizzy Rat, Tron Panda TKS, thank you for the tier 1 subs both. Really appreciate those. Sake, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. 100 white names shall remain white because one person refuses to distribute his wealth through proper channels. At least you're here to do the right thing, Sake. Sake, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. Really, really appreciate that. Cornell West's VP literally did the meme. Unfortunately, I can't open Twitter links right now. Otherwise, I would. Sorry. Comrade Champ, thank you for the $10. These haunt my fashion aspirations. 404 not found. Damn, they must have been pretty good. Sorry. Sake, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. Chat needs to learn how to make red chili sauce. Sake, if you think I'm looking at a goddamn video right now.
French cuisine.
6-minute Sake, I appreciate you sharing your passion with me and with the community. However, you are out of your goddamn fucking mind. I always read them, Dizzy Rat. Unironically Belgian, thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub. Nombe, thank you for the $5. Thoughts on NB fashion? I don't believe in NB fashion. I don't think that's a real thing. This was for a magazine cover, like a design school task. Oh, so it's you? You look good. I don't know if that's... I don't believe in the term NB fashion personally, but I think you look good. Just share the link with chat. Of the cooking?
French cuisine has...
Maybe one day, Dizzy Rat. Juzor, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Sake, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. Ah, you've clarified. Did you see that Cornell West VP legit did the white people shouldn't be allowed to say the name of the country of Niger? No, I didn't see that, but that's very funny. That's a good national platform to run on, you know? Unironically Belgian, thank you for the incredibly kind tier 4 sub. I really appreciate that. You've been so kind to me. You're pretty rad, Vosh. Well, I'll be even more rad once I update the dono alerts. You guys will see. You know, it's been cooking for a while. I've also been thinking of slightly tweaking a little bit the colors on the donation for the subscriptions, you know? I like what they are, but I think I might want to edit them a little bit for readability and distinguish them just a little bit more. Orang, yes. We'll keep the Orang name, don't you worry. I just feel like there could be a little bit more contrast. Pink? No, my name is Pink. White Nervosa is so good at doing website fuckery. You know there's actually a backend where I can make that change really easily. White Nervosa designed an entire site backend for like with custom UI interfaces and like readability and really nice stuff to alter chat dono colors, the overall site colors, emotes, everything. I just don't use it that often because, you know, I don't want to tweak with stuff like that too much. But it's all there. It's pretty awesome. Kowalski from Nebraska, thank you for the 5. Vosh, check out this map. Interestingly enough, the Great Plains has added more trees than natural. What is this? Yeah, they cleared out all the trees for farmland over here. Or maybe the tornadoes keep uprooting them, you know? How West Virginia is 80% forest because all they needed from West Virginia was the coal mines, and you get those from under the ground. No need to cut anything else up. I'm surprised at Alabama. Don't be. A lot of that forest is like Everglades tier shit. We're not talking dry forests here, you know? A lot of that is like unworkable land, basically. All right, I'm going to read super chats. Sorry again for the kind of scuffed stream, guys, you know? We'll hit them next time. Massive Risk of Rain 2 news. Free to update in DLC. Thank you for letting me know, Wooly. Unworkable land is based. Really depends on how many gators are hiding in there, you know? That's how I feel. Love gators, but spooky critters. Yes, sir. Saggy Crayon, thank you for the $2. Newt 98, thank you for the $5. Anti-Kythera Mechanism, thank you for the $2. YOLO Han Solo, thank you for the $5. I really, really appreciate that. Miss of Pandaria Remix, official new WoW stuff. I'll give it a look. Nodding Donkey, thank you for the $2 and $5. Really appreciate that. Gun Invalid, thank you for the 3 consecutive donos of $5, $2, and $5. Thank you very, very much. Thoughts on using AI as inspiration? Ah, but I saw you in chat. I responded to you in chat. I'm very attentive. Still alive, thank you for the 5. Leah, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate that. It's been so disheartening to see supposed leftists shilling for generative AI as an animation student. What people need to understand is that leftism, in addition to being about being technically correct, you know, in like a factual sense, it's also about the human spirit, you know? Fascism makes a machine out of you. Liberalism makes a, you know, I don't know, a highly atomized social particulate out of you. But leftism should be about humanity. And if you forget that, then you forget what it's about. Balthazar, thank you for the very kind $20. This is a test. Social Mechanic, thank you for the $10 as well. This is a test. And tested well it was, you know? Thank you very, very much. Amelia, thank you for the 5 Canadian who says, I agree. Hopefully by the next stream I do, I'll have all these little changes up and running. All right, folks. I love you all very much. I apologize for the scuffed stream. You know, I do try to occasionally get some work done around here, but you know, that's life. And I'm a bit of a goofy goober, you know, but I'm a goofy goober who's now being seen from what I consider to be a more aesthetic camera angle. That being said, looking directly at my OBS window now literally puts me 90 degrees from the camera, which I don't necessarily mind. It's a little bit odd, but I'll get used to it. Old V.A.U.S.H. It doesn't help that I'm stooping when I do this. I need to, like, you know, like this, you know? Like, you know. All right. Man, it is windy outside today. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do, Nibuka. Noida is a very special game. That's interesting, Kowalski. It's crazy how diverse America is, you know, as environments go. Let me see who's available. You know what? I think I'm going to host Bottling Sunshine, our good friend Bottling Sunshine, who said that I was, and I quote, the most handsome streamer ever in my new camera angle. So, you know, to reward them for that, I'm going to send you all over. Okay. I'm going to figure out that autoplay bullshit. I'm going to do the thingy with the thingy. It's all going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah, Vermin. Whoa! Is Bottling Sunshine offline now? My thingy is telling me yes. No? No. No, they're not. I don't know why it told me that. Just a bit of a little glitch. All right, I'll send you over.